Alright guys, so today I didn't have a car video for you guys, so I figured how about a tanks video. So just recently I earned the 3rd Mark of Excellence on my ELC AMX, so I figured maybe I'll show you guys just kind of my journey and how I did it. So with this thing being at tier 5, it has an insane camo rating. And in order to make it better, I have a full camo crew and low noise exhaust system. And that gets me up to almost a 51% camo rating. Which, when this thing's sitting in bushes, it can't get spotted until something's within proxy spotting distance. And that, combined with binocular telescopes, brings it up to 496 meters view range, which is pretty darn good. And I tried some other equipment. I tried running vents or like a gun rammer and stuff like that on here, but really what I came down to was a turbocharger. The turbocharger just helped its mobility boost just a little bit better, made it just a slight bit faster, so you're able to get into those good spotting positions and see the things that you needed to see and take the shots that you could. Another thing is I opt to run food on this tank. I don't play it very often, and when I do, I want to have fun, and so this just makes everything a little bit better. As far as skills, got on my commander, I have Sixth Sense, Concealment, Brothers in Arms, Situational Awareness, and Intuition. Situational Awareness boosts my view range a little bit more. And on the driver, I have Clutch Braking, which helps the traverse speed, Concealment, Brothers Arms, and Smooth Ride. Smooth Ride helps with firing on the move, which honestly doesn't happen a lot in this tank, but is kind of the next best thing. So that allows me to get this crew to a skill set that is extremely useful and very helpful with this tank. So that being said, let's get into some gameplay. Alright, so this first game you guys are going to see here was on Pearl River, and you see me headed towards the south. I'm going to try to get into a position in that bottom corner of H2 to try to get shots on enemies crossing along the K line. Now, in order to get your 3rd mark in this tank, at the time of this recording, you needed to have 1501 or 1503 average damage combined. Which, the hard part about doing this at tier 5 and tier 6 is that there just aren't a lot of hit points to go around. So, with a tank like this, with its really punchy 90mm gun, you need to get into positions where you can use that gun, because oftentimes I found out that your teammates don't have guns big enough to make your spotting damage actually matter. So this was a lot of fending for myself. But as you can see in these games, so the beginning of this game isn't starting off super amazing. I bounced a shot off the T-67 crossing earlier, which honestly I was surprised it hit in the first place. And I was able to connect a shot in the other T-67. So I'm trying to move up, trying to get spots, trying to spot things, because you see my 2 platoon mates are in tank destroyers, which was also a big help. Those 2 guys are big contributors to my spotting damage. So I'm just trying to peek around and get spots on things around here. trying not to get too aggressive, but aggressive enough to just trying to see something to get to either spot or to shoot. I decided that I wasn't going to be able to see anything from that position, so I needed to go somewhere where I can actually get spotting damage or shoot, or just straight up shoot something. Now at the same time, the north end of our team completely fell apart, and so I decided I was going to go back and try to get some view range on anybody trying to cross through that river under that bridge in the B6 area. And with this thing having a 50% camera rating, at these distances you can sit right out in the open and not get spotted even after firing. Now I'm picking up a little bit of spotting damage. I'm splitting it with the some of the other tanks that are a little closer. There, I was able to connect a shot with the VK. Finally decided to start backing up. A necessary shot from me there, but you know, better to be sure that he was going to die than hope. Su-85 down, thanks to my platoon mates. And now we're at about 1100, a little over, like 1150-ish combined damage. So we're getting really close to the 1500 needed. So I tried to pick up a kill on the T-67, but my platoon mate got it. So now I see we don't have any tanks spotting in the north, so I'm going to head to an area to try to get some spots so that my tank destroyer platoon mates can shoot something. Conveniently, there's this nice bush right here, and I can sit here, activate my binoculars, and just be impervious to everything. So I'm just going to sit here and collect my spotting damage for a little bit. I'm getting the itch to shoot at this Jackson. You can see me backing up to where the bush is opaque. Then I take my shot, and that keeps me from getting spotted. At this point in the game, I have decided to load gold. I think I probably could have changed back to armor piercing, but I just forgot. So up here, I'm moving in to get the kill on the VK. That is where the smooth ride skill comes into effect. So the last thing I remember is seeing the Pollock tank on 20 hit points, and so I'm headed toward, I want to assassinate that thing because I know it's got a fairly good sized gun on it. I think it's a 90mm. And thanks to the enemies pushing down that river, I was able to pick up a lot more spotting damage. Oh, there's the Pollock tank. I took one round from him, he had the smaller gun, but I was able to pick up the kill on him. So this game's just about over at this point. Get a shot in the SU-122A. Loaded an HE shell just to confirm the kill. Now we're up to a cool 2500 combined. And now we're trying to hunt down this T-3485, figure out where he came from and has gone. I think at the time I thought this was a T-3485M, which is why I have the gold loaded, because I know it has thicker armor. Aim, make the shot count. Try to go in, get one more shot off. So the 3 games that I'm going to show, these were the last 3 games that I played leading up to my 3rd mark. platoon mate decided to go in for the ram, and then my other platoon mate got the kill. So now, that one under our belt, now we're on to the next game on Ruinberg. And you can see my platoon mate in the chat. I'm gonna tell the leopard to head to town to go shoot the heavy tanks, because don't want him taking any of my spotting damage. That was one of the biggest things at Tier 5. There's a lot more light tanks, and so there's a lot more competition for spotting damage, which is another reason why I ended up having to do a lot of damage of my own. You see, I was just a shy under 1% away from my third mark on this tank at this game. Come up here, try to spot some of the things in the town, get some shots on something. T-50-2 decided to poke out a little too far. Was able to connect a shot, got spotted. Luckily this tank is short enough that it's really just, you can really hide it underneath hills and stuff pretty easily. Just kind of sitting here, waiting for this to go by. Cromwell B keeps sticking his face out, trying to find a shot on the Pollock tank, but ended up missing. I think I would have bounced off of that part of his turret anyways. So now I'm going to poke around, try to get some spots on something around the corner here, because I know there must be tanks in the F9, F8 area. It's just a matter of where are they. So this is kind of a mistake. I decided to try to take a shot on the Pollock tank there, which I got spotted for, and proceed to be punished by everything down there. So at this point in the game, I'm only 700 spotting, or 700 combined damage in, and only have 156 hit points left, so I kind of need to reconsider my life decisions here. Figure out exactly what I want to do. T1 Heavy just sneaks behind the rubble. Not quite able to make it. I see the Pollock tank. I think there's a... Oh, I forgot. I guess I ended up load the gold. Let's see if this one goes through. No, it bounced anyways. I thought that front plate was going to be flat and weak. You can see I get spotted again. Try to get a shot on this IS in the town. Trying to pick up damage wherever I can. There's a nice shot, and I actually ended up not getting spotted, so I ended up staying. Oh, now I'm spotted. And thank goodness there's a leopard behind me to take all the incoming fire, so I was able to survive that. I only need to... I'm getting real close to the 1500 needed. I think this game ends up being 2500 combined. This Pollock tank finally gives me a shot at a weak point, so I can take him out. And as you can see, a lot of tanks have appeared in the F8, F9 area. So at this point in the game, I'm kind of sweating here, hoping that none of them decide to get brave and come around the corner at me. So I came around the corner hoping to get some spots, and I found myself an overzealous Super Hellcat. Was able to dump a shot into him, and now we have earned what I needed to do to be above the third mark territory. So now anything I get is just bonus on top. So I'm trying to get some more. I'm trying to find that Super Hellcat again. There he is, right there. I would like to take a shot at him, but I couldn't quite because of the ridge. The Pollock tank went over and he got annihilated. Now this T-67 is looking brave. Now I got spotted, so now I need to hide because that Cromwell B is still down there. Once again, my tank destroyer teammates have been super helpful in guaranteeing that I actually have decent tank destroyers that can get good assistance damage. So now I'm just kind of sitting here. I'm really hoping that either the KV-1 and the T-67 are going to poke out and try to get the Caro, or the Cromwell B is going to try to poke out again. See the T1 Heavy. Here comes an ELC. We have a swing and a miss because I didn't compensate for the little dip that's right there. And of course, I could have shot the T-67 in town instead, but tunnel vision is a problem of mine. So the Cromwell B stuck his head out for just a second. But now I'm being proxy spotted by the Pollock tank, and I really don't want to be that way, so I'm trying to create some distance. See, KV-1, the aim time on this thing is pretty atrocious, but managed to pick up the kill on that guy. This Cromwell B keeps flirting with disaster, and we've got a eye for an eye medal for those two, for the Caro and the Cromwell B. So now that that Cromwell is dead, I can kind of have a little bit more freedom, but that Pollock tank was still close enough to proxy spot me. So I'm trying to create some distance here. Hide behind the rock, hide behind the house. At this point in time, oh yeah, we're trying to figure out how much hit points the KV-2 is on. So I see that he's a one-shot for me. So that means that the enemy team has a lot less hit points than the health bar leads me to believe. And the Pollock tank just took out my teammate, or my platoon mate. Well, we took out their Achilles, I took out the Super Hellcat. Now all that's left is the Pollock tank and the KV-2. So now we've got my other platoon mate, Mad Flyer, moving in. And him and I are about to take out the Pollock tank. I'm going to get in these bushes right here, because I think I can spot him before he spots me, and I have a shot on the side of his turret. I took the shot anyways, and somehow managed to not get spotted. So I'm going to use those bushes that are right there. I have his side, he spotted me, boom. Target down. So now, Mad Flyer and I are going to go hunt down the KV-2. I get a little ambitious, we'll say. I should have gone along the K line, along the map border, and used the bushes, because I could have outspotted the KV-2. But he shows up right on my side, try to wiggle, and he punches my ticket. Luckily, we have Michael on our team. Mad Flyer. Boom. Boom. Securing the victory for our team. And another good game, 2,500 combined. Alright, so this next game, this is a game mode that I feel is kind of difficult to win. Assaulting on Corellia. What I like to do is kind of drive into the middle and try to get some spots on things crossing across the one line, or something that's like at C2. Sometimes tanks like this behind those rocks. So I'm kind of headed into the E4 area. Try to get some spots on something, whether it's a little light tank. We found a BT7 and a Luke's. Sit here, pray I don't get spotted. Try to line up a shot. Now if I got spotted, so I gotta move forwards. T6 medium right there. Really not looking forward to getting shot by the 105mm derp cannon. But he's not looking at me, so I'm gonna aim in, aim, make sure the shot connects, claim the kill on that guy. So here I was thinking I could use the grass here to kind of work with the bush, which, and I claim the kill on the T1 Heavy. Turns out I didn't get spotted. I was thinking I got spotted. Trying to line up a shot on Matilda. Missed that one. Probably didn't help that I left the sniper mode. That probably messed up my shot. I want that BT7 to die so that I can move a little more freely. Now we have a Luke's. In a bit of a target-rich environment here. It's just trying to decide which one I want to shoot at, or prioritize. So right here, I thought I could catch a glimpse of the ELC. Thought maybe he would back up into my fire. I just ever so slightly saw the outline of his tank. I do actually hit him, but it appears the only thing was the track. That's what was lighting up. So now the BT7 is driving in front of me. I'm trying to pre-aim, and I fluffed that one bad. I managed to drive out and get spotted, so, or I was spotted from when I shot at the BT7. This game is not featuring my my skill set very well, is it? But this is the game that I got my 3rd mark on, so I gotta show it. It does start out a little rough, but it gets better later on. Sit out there for a little bit too long. I didn't think the Luke's would be able to spot me, but I don't think that grass right there gives as good as covering as I thought it would. Either that or I wasn't fully sitting in it like I thought I was. So right now I'm just trying to get out of somewhere where that Luke's can no longer spot me. Try to get somewhere where I can get some shots. So right now I'm trying to move up into a little hidey hole. I might be able to get some shots onto something or spot some other things. Getting some good spots on the tanks in here. I don't know what this Luke's was doing, but he just sat there. I managed to nail him. It worked out good. Nice little payback from him being annoying the whole beginning of the game, spotting me. Now I'm trying to get some vision on the VK 3001H, but I end up finding the Panzer 3K. Put a round in his rear end. He didn't seem to be paying a whole lot of attention. Oh, he fired at me once. Will he shoot me again? He hit me one more time, but I couldn't quite roll high enough to kill that man. So I'm just going to sit here, wait to go unspotted. I know I'll be able to outspot him. Try to find the Lukes, but he's behind a rock. Panzer 3K moves out. So now I'm going to try to find the 3001H. I get into a fairly aggressive position right here. Of course, I bounced the round off the 3001H. Now, the Panzer 3K is getting into a position. I think he's going to shoot me, so I start turning around, and he starts looking at me, and I have to pull the trigger. That was very lucky for RNG. Could have very easily missed that one, and I could be left on very minimal hit points at this point in time. This is one of the more entertaining parts of the game. Loading an HE to guarantee a kill on the artillery. Come up, we duel, he miss, I miss. And so him and I are just kind of sitting here, reloading. He raises his gun and salute. I decide not to shoot him. Try to shoot the, but I wanted the kill, so. And of course, I wasn't paying attention to that guy, so he gets me. That's the cost of having a little bit of fun. But overall, that was 2,300 combined, which is more than enough to claim my 3 mark. So, going back through the battle results, the last game, I earned my 3 mark. Fire for Effect, Spotter, and a First Class Mastery Badge with 1,200 spotting damage and 1,100 of my own damage and 4 kills. Then, next game, this was the Ruinberg game. Managed to squeak that one out with an Orlix medal, same batch of medals, First Class, and almost 1,300 of my own damage and a little over 1,300 spotting damage. And then the first game, which was the best, we were able to get a Mastery Badge, another Orlix medal, 4 kills, 1,500 damage, 1,500 spotting damage. Overall, that was the better game of the night, and I wish that was the one that I had my 3rd mark of excellent on, but alas, it was not. And then, to top it all off, for the month of January, I got to be position number 8 as far as WTR rating in the AMX ELC, which that made me happy. So that was a good way to top off the month. And then we got into February, and it was downhill from there. So this was fun. This was a good little change up of content. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And look forward to seeing you guys 2 Sundays from now.